Thank you. Now, when is Uganda going to ratify the Nile agreement? Ratifying is not a problem. What we are aiming at is a maximum consensus. That's what we are interested in. All the other countries, 8 countries agreed. They signed or something. The 8.
6 have signed.
6 have signed. But what we want is to see whether we can get a consensus. Now, to get a consensus, it's better we have more dialogue, more talk, more talking. This issue of the Nile is due to, I think, misinformation or not enough discussion. The Nile water at Khartoum, when the Blue Nile links with the White Nile, is 85 billion cubic meters of water per year. This water, if it is well used, can help all of us. Here in Uganda, we need water for electricity. Now, water for electricity is not a problem because it goes through. Water over electricity is no problem at all. It goes through, turns the turbines and continues. So you can use it many, many times. You use it here, you use it again. So the water for electricity is not a problem. Instead, it's a big advantage because the danger to the Nile are 2 dangers. Danger number 1 is the lack of electricity in the tropics, in Uganda, in Ethiopia. Because when the people don't have electricity, they cut trees for firewood. When they cut trees, the environment is damaged. Here in Uganda now we have had a drought. Recently we had a drought, we had less rain. Part of the reason is cutting the trees, and also, but the second danger to the Nile is backwardness. If you have got backward societies in the tropics, the Nile will be in trouble. Why? Because they engage in primitive agriculture. And primitive agriculture means you go into the forests, you go into the wetlands, into the swamps. Uganda, 40% of the rain in Uganda comes from the wetlands. It is 60% which comes from the oceans, from the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. So when you dry swamps in Uganda, you are actually threatening the Nile by drying, not by this colonial agreement, but by damage of the environment. This is where the danger to the Nile is. So therefore, we don't want to quarrel without talking. We need to talk first. Look at the facts. These are the facts. What should we do? So therefore, the Nile Action Plan must involve, number 1, electrification of the Nile Basin. Nobody should use firewood to cook. What do you call firewood in Amharic? Firewood.
Magado.
Magado. Magado. Magado. Magado corridor must stop. We must use electricity. So all the Nile countries, I cannot understand anybody who argues that without electricity, it is good for the Nile. It's impossible. Well, that's the biggest danger to the Nile. Lack of electricity is the biggest danger to the Nile. Because lack of electricity, in Uganda, we are cutting 40 billion cubic meters of biomass. 40 billion cubic meters of biomass per year. For cooking. The second danger is lack of industrialization. Because when you don't have industrialization, many people remain in agriculture and they cultivate the forests, they go into the swamps. That's why the problem is. Two problems. Lack of industrialization, lack of electricity. So that's what we need to discuss. I have never sat in a forum where this is discussed. I normally hear reports from ministers, but we are here. What are we for? Let's meet now and we'll say what's the problem. What is the argument about? Why are you arguing that no electricity is good for the Nile? Why are you arguing that backwardness is good for the Nile? So that is point number one. Point number two, we can also get water from the oceans. This technology now, if there is peace and development, we can get water from the ocean. Desalination. But there you need cheap electricity. And that's what we should be talking about. We need to talk about it what are the costs of desalinating the ocean water. Because this rain which comes here is desalination done by God. God does for us. He does the evaporation and the water comes. But I heard that Ethiopians were Christians. And if you are Christians, you must have read the book of Genesis, where God created us in His own image. So when you look at the Prime Minister, he's a small God. I am also a small God. So we are all small gods. Now, these small gods whom He created, why can't we also use the knowledge He gave us to look for solutions? Because some of the countries desalinate seawater and they use it. They use it. I haven't studied the cost. I don't know how much it takes, but it can be done. In fact, when we had this small drought here, and people were panicking, I said, no, why are you panicking? If there's no rain, we'll go to Mombasa and desalinate the seawater, and we've got a lot of uranium here. We can build nuclear plants all over the place, and we desalinate seawater. What is the cost? Is it very high? And if it is high, will it be high forever? Solar energy was very high. Solar power was expensive. But it's now coming down. Solar power. The cost of solar power is coming down. So advancing technology should be able to if we are concentrating on that, should be able to help us with the issue of water for the continent. But finally, that Nile, what you are quarreling about, 85 billion cubic meters. The Congo River has 3,000 billion cubic meters per year. So while you people, Egypt, Sudan, Bashir, Sudan, Salva, Ethiopia, Uganda, Congo, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, when we are quarreling about the Nile, the water is 85 billion cubic meters only per year. In the Congo, just near over the border here, the Congo River is 3,000 billion cubic meters per year. All this water is now going to the ocean. Instead of quarreling, we should just agree on the Nile quickly, develop the Nile, develop the population so that we don't waste this water, and then also see how we can help our brothers in Congo to stabilize. And then at some stage, you young people, we old men who may have gone to heaven by that time, but you young people, you can approach the sons of Kabila, and you say, Your Excellency, since you are a Christian, all this water which is going to the ocean, 3,000 billion, you calculate how many times that one is of the Nile. Because remember, the Nile is not even 100 billion. Here you are talking of 3,000 billion. So the problem of Africa is not water. The problem of Africa is confusion and underdevelopment and ideological disorientation. Wars, what have you, quarreling for nothing, no dialogue. So I have not ratified because I want to dialogue. I want to sit down and ask big people like the Prime Minister here, and like I'm asking you. Because God has given me power to talk. If He didn't want me to talk, He would have shut me up. So I use that power to talk. What is the problem? The water you are talking about, what is the problem exactly? The options are remain backward, the Nile will be safe. Just discuss it as a topic. We can discuss it for the whole day. When you preserve backwardness in Uganda, how does it help the Nile? When there is no electricity in Uganda, how will it help the Nile? Let's discuss it. If you convince me, I will support you. If I convince you, you support me. So the problem of the Nile is not a problem of water, it is a problem of confusion. Okay, young man?
Thank you.
How do they thank in Amharic?